Hi, and welcome to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast with everyone's favorite OBGYN, Dr. Angela Jones. Have you ever been too embarrassed or shy to ask your own doctor about your, girl parts? Well, you've come to the right place to get straight answers. Feel free to ask Dr. Angela anything women's health related. Obstetrics and gynecology? She keeps it real. Pregnancy? She's been there, done that. Menopause? She'll get you through. Young or old, Dr. Angela's got you covered, girl. Now here's Dr. Angela.
What's good, people? This is Dr. Angela, everyone's favorite OBGYN, and I would like to welcome you to episode 210 of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. Spring, I do believe, is finally here. The sky is blue, the sun is out. It's been really cool. Well, hell, I'm just going to say it. It's been cold in Jersey, here on the Jersey Shore, and it's been gray and it's been raining, but today is absolutely gorgeous. I'm excited to start getting my lawn cared for and manicured because there's nothing better than a lush lawn, well manicured, edges and hedges. Speaking of lawn, we recently fired our lawn company because they were just doing a terrible job. And then they got like this attitude whenever you ask them questions or wanted them to come out and check on stuff. Just completely annoying and, quite frankly, unprofessional. But I will tell you, like I tell all of my patients, in anything, you always have a choice, whether it's, as in this instance, lawn care services, or even the providers that are providing you with health care. If you aren't healthy, do something about it. Make a change. So certainly we made a change, and I'm looking forward to our new lawn care folks taking really good care of our lawn. So moving right into today's topic, it was submitted on the website, and it was from Victoria, and it was a really good question. And the subject was waiting to conceive after an ectopic. And so this is what she had to say. Dr. Angela, I had an ectopic pregnancy and was treated with Methotrexate injections. One doctor told me to wait 6 months before trying to conceive, and another doctor told me to wait 3 months. She said that 6 months seemed like overkill. What is the purpose of the wait, and how long do I really need to wait? This is a really good question. And honestly, Victoria, I'm going to tell you, nobody really knows how long you're supposed to wait. I did like a pretty extensive literature search on this, and the range is anywhere from 1 month to 6 months. And honestly, I do think that 6 months is a little bit of overkill. This is what we know about methotrexate. Number one is that it is a teratogenic medication, i.e. you don't want to take this while you're pregnant. You don't want to take this or have any exposure during the first trimester of pregnancy because it can and does cause significant birth defects. With regards to how methotrexate is metabolized and excreted, it is metabolized and broken down in your liver, and it's excreted in your urine. When you get methotrexate, prior to being given the injections, one of the lab tests that we check are kidney function, because I just said that it's renally excreted, and also liver function tests to make sure that your liver is well enough to break this medication down. Most of the literature that I came across suggested that the half-life of methotrexate is anywhere from 3 to 10 hours, sometimes even up to 15 hours if you're taking it in higher dosages. The big thing with ectopic pregnancies and methotrexate usage is that the number of injections really that you get is dependent upon what your quantitative HCG levels are doing. We have to make sure that they are declining appropriately, and yours probably didn't show a significant enough decrease, which is why you got that second injection. So again, once you've received methotrexate, it takes a while for us to follow those quantitative HCG levels, which is the pregnancy hormone level, all the way down to 0. You're talking weeks, even months in some circumstances. And so that's really like the big thing. We've got to make sure that all of that trophoblastic tissue has been killed via the methotrexate injection. Once your quantitative HCG levels get back to normal, and you're no longer pregnant, the other thing is now you have to start getting regular ovulatory cycles. So, there's going to be some period of waiting involved either way you look at it. Whether or not it's 3 months or 6 months, I think that's probably physician dependent. I probably would tend to agree with the initial physician that said that they thought that 6 months was a little bit excessive. I think that 3 months is probably fine to wait. But again, I could not come across any literature that was going to give a hardcore recommendation. I hope that this has helped somewhat. That was actually a really good question, and I'm hopeful that some of our listeners might want to chime in if you've had an experience, what your physician said to you with regards to this. Anyway, if you happen to have a topic or question that you would like submitted to the podcast, you know where to reach us. AskDrAngela.com, AskDrAngela.com. You can sign up for a blog post there, our podcast, our YouTube videos, which are short, succinct, to the point, and flipping hilarious. You can follow us on social media. We are everywhere. Would just love to hear from you. In closing, I'm going to leave you with this quote from Ben Franklin. Remember that time is money. I'm on this whole Ben Franklin kick because my mini-me recently did a project in school, and she just presented this timeline on Benjamin Franklin yesterday, in fact, and it was super interesting. When he was born, he's a Massachusetts man, and just his interest in science and, research, writing, etc. And it was so fun to hear these things from a second grader's perspective. So I cannot wait to hear from you again. Until next time, look better, feel better, be better.
Thank you for listening to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. For more information on women's health and the show notes for this episode, please visit Dr. Angela at www.askdrangela.com. While you're there, don't forget to leave your own message for Dr. Angela. See you soon! All of the information provided and discussed in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and should not take the place of consulting a physician. This podcast is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or illness and does not and should not replace treatment from a medical professional.